to dun 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 my store. Well, okay. I tried to do something a little bit spiffy, and at the last minute, I wound up moving it. So y'all just gonna have to bear with me. It was gonna be really, really cool. It involved Christmas lights, and then it just didn't happen. But you know what? That's okay. The other cool thing is I have all of my decks here, but um, I say that this is one of my favorite ones, and it's the Arc, and so it is tarot and oracle cards. So I think that's what I'm going to use tonight. I'm excited because I always leave this one up here, and so I'm excited that it's here. So how is everybody? How is everybody's energy? Today, I will say that I struggled all day putting words together in sentences. I did carry this guy with me in my back pocket. It's a goldstein and chip obsidian. So if I do get spacey, if I do get Brigitte, that just sounded kind of naughty. But so if I do get spacey and my mind goes in the gutter, I'm sorry. That's just where it is. That's just where it is. All right. So I'm gonna be share out. Yeah. So tell me how y'all's energy was, because I don't understand why I was as bad as I was. I don't know. It was really kind of weird. I didn't eat till about 4 o'clock, and I just wasn't hungry. I felt very light, very, I don't know. Today was just a weird day. So, very weird. All righty. So, who do we got? I see Jana. I see Brigitte. Sonia. Hello, Kelsey. Rebecca. I'm excited that everybody's here. Yay, so exciting. And what energy is evaporating? I know, right? Jenna, it really has felt like everything has been off. It has been, it has been off. It has been off. And I don't, it hasn't been good or bad though. It's just being weird. It's been like I'll say been misplaced, but like not in a bad misplace. It's like it's just right there. I'm right there on the edge of trying to grab it, and it just like scatters. Yeah, it's just really it's been weird. So, super excited for this deck. This is a cool deck. It's been a while since I used it, so we'll just have to see. But I do have my regulars. Well, hello, Victor. Brigitte, you was like that last week. No, and yeah, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Sada, Sada. But it wasn't good or bad. It was just really like it was just. It kind of felt like I was in La La Land all day. Yeah, KJ, we can see you. It was just like I felt like I was in La La Land, just not able to talk. Sata. Okay. Sata. Thank you. All right. Who is the first one? Who wants a reading? Who wants a reading with my big old deck? It is. I mean, look at this joker. Yes, Izzy. All right, Jana. All right. Let me just shuffle them because, like I said, it's been just a minute since I picked them up. So let me put my energy back in them. Not that necessarily goes out. I just like to get it in there. All right, Jana, is there a particular thing that you want to know? Or just a general? Just to general. All right. What does Jana need to know? So Jana, just off the top, I'm getting a lot of mixed emotions. I feel like you're torn about something. And again, so whenever I do tarot readings, it's not anything that is coming up unless I say it's coming up. It's usually like the energy that you are in right now. So Jana, I feel like you are torn about something, and it's not anything bad. It just feels like you're trying to make the best decision possible. But this feels like it's about family. But it doesn't. It feels serious. Let's just see. It feels serious, but it feels like you're trying to make decisions. And it feels like it's like multi-layered, and that it's not like a quick decision because this is dependent on this. And then it's like so it's like how I see it. It's like you're trying to come up with 3 different scenarios. And then so it's like this scenario has all this input. And then this scenario has all this input. And it's like they really can't mix because it's totally different scenarios. It's like there's so many layers. There's so many different factors. Like it's a heavy decision and it's very, very serious. But I feel like it's like a long-term decision. So I don't know if you're doing some kind of, I don't want to say end of life decisions, but it feels very like long-term. Hey, Mama. So, Jenna, you're taking care of your mom and your granny full time? Well, I'd say that's probably it. All right. So, what does Jenna need to know? Okay. So, Jen, I pull 5 cards. So, the one in the middle represents you and where you are right now, and it is the Puffin. And so, this is the Fool card. It's Major Arcana. This is all about new journeys, new beginnings. Okay. So the first card it's the 3 of Pentacles, but it's listed as the mouse. Okay. And so we see the mouse, like nobody, whenever you think of spirit animals or spirit guides, nobody really wants the mouse because they think it's so tiny. Everybody wants the eagle, right? Or everybody wants the bear. But the mouse, it's mighty. What's to say a mighty mouse? So it is all about collaboration, follow your dreams, and research. Then it is followed by the bald eagle. Okay. So it's the second card, and it's the Major Arcana, and it's the Emperor. And so the Emperor is all about ambition, fearlessness, and leadership. Then it's here all about you, about the Fool, new journeys, new opportunities, new beginnings, but it's childlike wonder, trust, and freedom. Then it is followed by the Cow. And she's Major Arcana too, and she represents the Empress. And so this is abundance, creativity, and fertility. Then it is followed by the Macaw, which is the World. And so the World is also Major Arcana, and it's the completion. And the cool thing that it seems like it starts off with the mouse, so little, and then it goes to the Macaw. And the Macaw is, it's vibrant, it's huge, but it's the World. And it's all about beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, and infinite possibilities. So Honestly, Jenna, what this feels very cycle, it feels very cyclish. So I'm not sure if you're a big believer in reincarnation, but I would say there's definitely, and I hate using this words like soul contracts or things like that, but it feels like it's that. And but it also feels like you are putting more pressure on yourself than what your mom and grandma are. That they're saying, no, Jana, do this, and you live your life. This is about you living your life. It's about having this balance, and you not being so responsible for us. But then you're like, oh, well, I have to do this because they took care of me. So, in the same aspect of you feel like you have done this role reversal where now you are the guardian and you're being the caretaker, but you're actually still very much learning these life lessons from your mom and your grandma, and they're probably going to teach you like some of the biggest things still. So they're still your biggest teachers, just in a different aspect. So I just want to say I don't think you can make bad decisions with this unless you do something silly. But I mean, I don't think as long as you really do it with, like whenever you ask your heart what you need to do, I don't think you're going to make a bad decisions. And God forbid, if something goes really, really weird and you feel like you're responsible for it, you won't be. And nobody is going to say, oh, well, if you would have did this and that would have worked out different. And I don't know if you feel like you're in the spotlight with this, like all eyes are on you and it's all this pressure that you're the one. I don't want to say you're the one that's creating this pressure, but I think you're doing what other people don't want to do. So still enjoy it. There you go, Jana. That was like wide and rambled, but they're still teaching you. Yeah, so much pressure, but you're still learning. So this is still like a learning lesson. They're teaching you other lessons that where would you learn this from? You can't go to school to learn this. You can't learn it from other relationships. They're still teaching you other lessons. So it's just an extension. That's what it feels like. Jen, I feel for you. I helped my mom take care of somebody that had Alzheimer's and dementia, and then I think in the middle of the night I called. I was like, hey, if I ever get like this, put me in a nursing home and don't worry about me. It's okay. It's completely fine. Don't worry about it. Because that's what I'm going to do with my mom. I know she's here in the room, but I'm just going to put her in a nursing home and don't forget about her. That's totally funny because that's her worst fear. I'm really not going to put you in a nursing home, Mama. Okay, KJ, let's see. I would love to read. You're pissy about going into hospital. You're trying to come up with a game plan. What is your best vibe? Should it just be give love, be pissed, and salt? I can do all of them. I need plan for headspace. Okay, KJ, there's no. You can be whatever. You There is no particular. Okay, again, KJ, there's no expectations except for the ones are that you are experiencing or that you are expecting. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way to live through grief. There's no right or wrong way to live through pain. And just like I was talking about with Jana, whatever you're going through, it's your lesson. And it's not like your lesson because, oh, you should have did this or you should have did that. This is just your lesson in life and what you are uh, in. It's like you are providing this lesson that other people can't provide to other people. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's not like everybody can open up this book and say, here is the lesson. Some lessons have to be taught in harder ways, and not everybody is willing to do that harder lesson. That doesn't mean you have to accept it. That doesn't mean that you have to love it. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect, because this is your experience. So, whether you'll be mad, if you want to be pissy, if you want to be happy, you can be all of that. You can be all of that because that's what life is about, right? Um, I do think that you will know how to handle things when the time comes. I think you'll know how to handle things when the time comes. KJ, I am so sorry. KJ, I don't KJ, I'm gonna have to do another reading for you later, okay? I know you'd messaged me, I seen it, but I'm gonna get back to you probably in the next couple of days. But KJ, I it's so easy for me to say that this is this huge lesson, but this is a lesson of life. And to me, that kind of feels like irresponsible to say that because this is about your life. So, I mean, like, I'm trying to be very respectful about it. I just feel like whenever I say that, it's minimalizing you, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Um, like, it's like I'm having a hard time putting the emotions and the feelings of what I'm saying into words. So I'm going to do all that and I might have to write it down. That way I can work through it. But what it what it feels like is you are giving people a very concentrated experience instead of this long experience for for okay, so life is just an experience. So for you and the people around you, instead of giving you this long experience, um, because of you, they're able to get a smaller, concentrated experience, and they're able to learn whatever they need. But it just feels like whenever I say that, it makes me feel like you, KJ, as a person is just like so insignificant. That is all KJ is just an experience when you're so much more than that. And you are so much more than that. So I've got to put my words together better. That way I can try and say what I'm saying without having emotion involved, if that makes sense. So you be pissy, KJ. Be pissy. All right. Who else we got? I think I seen Kelsey. All right. What does Kelsey need to know? Kelsey, didn't we say it was kidney stones? All right, Kelsey, pull 5 cards. The one in the middle, which is you, which is here, the animal is the bat, and it represents the hangman, which is change of perspective. But the first one is the cardinal. Okay. And so the first thing I see, of course, whenever I see the cardinal is the red. And I think of, I think of religion. I think of like the Pope. I think of, sacred song. It is creative force, zeal, and sacred song. Then it is followed by the dragonfly, which is the 8 of Wands. And so this is all about optimism, speed, but standing still. And the cool thing about the dragonfly is their iridescent wings. And it's like, it doesn't matter what the dragonfly is doing, whether it's just kind of hovering or flying or just landing on the water, you can see that it's like changes, it's constantly changing the perspective. And the cool thing is, it's just right next to the hangman, which is all about changing your perspective. Then you got the tortoise. And so these are just oracle cards, the animal cards. And so the tortoise is the home is where the heart is. And the last one is the sugar glider. Okay. So this is cleverness, adventure, and leap of faith. Um, Kelsey, I know we've been harping at you about get out and having fun. And I know you're thinking, look, I live in Nebraska. It's cold and there is no fun. But you've got to do whatever you love. And so whenever I think of the sugar glider, I think of exactly that it. I think of this silly animal that, like, I don't even know why it exists. And it's like this mix between, I don't know, a squirrel and a rat that just flies, and they call it a sugar glider, you know? So, Kelsey, you need to get out and be a sugar glider. I didn't say get you a sugar daddy. I said you need to be a sugar glider, carefree, having fun. I don't think I'm going to pull from these cards anymore. I don't know. I'm not feeling them. I might pull one or two, but I'm not feeling them. And as I said that, the raven, which is magician, which means I don't even need cards, right? Nobody needs them. We are the tools. All righty, Rebecca. What does Rebecca need to know? Rebecca, I thought I seen something about, yeah, there it is, about your health. So, Rebecca, if you're having concerns, I definitely think that you should follow up on them. For some reason, I'm really being pulled to your kidneys. And I know I just said something about Kelsey with her kidney stones, but this feels like kidneys. I don't know what about the kidneys, but I think it's like the totally opposite of like kidney stones. I think it's not the total opposite, but I don't know if um, like cyst or something on your kidneys. And of course, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just somebody who pulls cards and licks rocks. But Rebecca, this feels like it's kidneys or your systems related to whatever your kidneys do. But if you have a hunch or a feeling, I would definitely follow up on it. Let's see what the cards say. All right. So, Rebecca, pull 5 cards, and one in the middle is the King of Pentacles. Okay. So, Pentacles is that Taurus, it's that humble earth energy. It is the elder, this is the community, it's that wisdom. Okay. So, this is definitely saying if you are feeling like anything, that's where you need to go. I mean, if you're feeling like, hey, this is a little nag, and even if the doctors aren't listening, if they're not doing the test that you want to do, just be persistent. And eventually, they're probably going to do it just to kind of like, hush you up and like get you off of their back. And I know you're probably thinking, well, that's not how the medical system works. But yeah, just keep on, be persistent. And um, I don't know if you're afraid of them thinking that you're a hypochondriac. But some people are just like super, super sensitive to their bodies. They know exactly when something is happening. They know whenever the medicine's not working. They just know. And I know it's not like you can go in and tell your doctor that, but that could just be your case that you are just super, super sensitive. And the minute everything starts working or not working in your body. But the first one is the Nine of Wands. And so the Nine of Wands, this is like that wounded warrior. He is the one that's been to battle and he has finally taken a different approach. Then it is followed by the Star. And the Star is the major arcana. And so the Star, this is all about, it's all about so the Star, so we've got the Sun card and we got the Star. And I was trying to see kind of like what the rest of the cards were. But this is all about you standing up and standing in your power. And so whenever you look at the card, you can see that, she's dipping her little cup into the water. And that's emotion, water's emotion. But this is just all about you, I think, really standing in your power because we've got this King of Pentacles, which is nothing but wisdom. And then it's followed by the Justice. And so justice is getting what you deserve. It's and it's justice. So I think it's you being your own not your own voice, but like you standing in your power saying, no, this is what's going to happen. This is what we need to do. What do I need to do in order for this to happen? Like you be your own advocate and don't let people intimidate you when it comes to your health care. And then it is followed by this, which is a tower. And so, normally people see the tower and they freak out, but all it does is just represent change. So whenever I think you realize, hey, from all these battles that you've went in, you've got this huge knowledge and you have all this experience and what's what, okay? And once you kind of stand up for yourself and say, no, this is what I believe, I really believe this, and you start pushing for it and you start, Of course, don't be so hard headed about it, being open minded, but just don't let them think that you're just, being, I don't want to say wishy washy. I don't know if they're just brushing you off, but you stand up for yourself. And I think that change is going to come and you're going to get the answers that you need. Hmm. There you go. There you go, Rebecca. You have to be your own advocate. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be like proactive. And sometimes I think they make the healthcare system hard so people won't. I know, KJ, but it just feels so much more bigger than that. I mean, even to say that, it just, I just don't want you to think that I'm dismissing it, and because it just feels like it's insignificant. And I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's like it's so much more. You are so much more. Um, I don't know. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't. I don't know how to just. It just feels like it's. I don't know. It just feels. I feel like there's more. Brigitte, if not Brigitte, if Rebecca, if you can, I know they love it whenever you bring information to them that you found on Google. But at least if they think that you are actively looking and you're not just making this stuff up, maybe. I know that's a fear sometimes, is that people are going to think that they're making stuff up or they're hypochondriacs. All right, Sonia, what does Sonia need to know? What does Sonia need to know? All right, Sonia, pull 5 cards, and the one in the middle is all about you. So it's the Ace of Wands, and we know that wands, it's jobs, employment, security, it's fire energy. So you want to know why your brother won't tell you what's in your mother's will. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going to start with the cards. So, Sonia, the first one is the Knight of Cups. And Cups is emotions, feelings, and perceptions. And so, a knight shows action. And, here his legs up and he's moving. So I see like a victory. Then it is followed by strength, you know. And so this strength is like taking all this inner emotion and harnessing it for the greater good. Then here we have this Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, something new starting. Then it is followed by the Wheel of Fortune. And so the Wheel of Fortune, it's the major arcana, and this is all about cycles. It's also about cycles ending and new beginnings, and it's also about karma. Then it is followed by the Two of Pentacles. Okay. And so the Two of Pentacles, this is about, um, it's kind of like just waiting, it's limbo. And so your brother not telling you what's in your mom's will. First of all, I want to say I don't think that he can not tell you. I don't know what stage you're in or if it's legal, like if all the laws or how that works, but um, I don't think that you can just write a will and then one person has that control. If it is, then it can be disputed. Again, from what I think in the state of Georgia, like I said, I don't know if all states are in it. But Sonia, as much as I feel like you might be thinking he's doing it for deceptive purposes and that he's doing it because he might be, I I really think that he's just doing it out of pure meanness. I think he's doing it just out of pure meanness. I think it feels like everything is fair in the will. So I think everything is fair and your mom's sense of opinion, like she made everything fair. So if your brother thinks it's not fair, then that's his issue. But I think honestly that he's just telling you for the control, for the manipulation, because he knows that he's got information that you want. So I don't know if the wills have to be probated or if a lawyer has a copy of this or how you can find out what's in it. That I just I don't know. I don't know. But almost I even want to ask: has your mom even passed yet, or did she do this right before she passed? Because I keep wanting to say she hasn't even passed yet. Like why? Like why? Why is there arguments about it? Um, so if she's already passed, then I still don't understand why there's an issue. Like why I keep saying she hasn't even passed yet. In South Carolina, he hasn't filed it in court, and she passed into law. Trying to contact the courts. I talked to a lawyer, and he hasn't filed with her yet. Hmm. I don't know why I keep thinking that she hasn't passed. And I'm not saying that she's live, or I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out what the energy is about that. Um, so whenever I was asking these questions, and one of them was, has he been deceptive? Has he been fraudulent? And I don't think he has. I don't. So I think that's what's coming up about why she hasn't passed yet, because this. It feels like this will was written while she was alive. So I don't think that he has. I don't think he's been able to manipulate it. He might have thought about it and he might have tried, but I don't think he's been able to. So I think that is the whole thing of she's not dead yet. It feels like this is her will. Um, it's like it was her will, everything that she wanted and what she seemed fair with. That and I think he's just doing it just to be, I guess, a jerk. And of course, it's not fair to you, but whatever it is, this is how he's processing his grief. Whether he's taking it out on you or not wanting to deal with it, but this, I guess, is probably part of his grief too, or just control. All right, Rasheen's. What does Brigitte need to know? Yes, Tanya. Death brings out the worst in people. I totally get it. I totally understand. I had the same thing happen whenever my daddy died. People, people turn, people, people turn awful, especially whenever they think there's money involved. I had a family member get upset because I got $200 and they didn't, and it was all because my dad had passed. And this was a cousin. So yeah, when they say, money is the root of all evil, that is so true when it comes to death. Well, Sonia, I think he's just being a total jerk. Then I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's just being a jerk. But the thing is, if everything is split and if he spent the money, then they'll just deduct that in Georgia. They'll probably just deduct that out of what the house is, because I'm pretty sure that they'll just go and like he'll be held accountable. All right, Brigitte. What does Brigitte need to know? What does Brigitte need to know? Brigitte, you've got an interesting reading. So the first three cards is Pentacles, and we know that Pentacles, that's inheritance, it's old money, it's like foundation. So it's security and it's wealth, but it's that planning, it's the long-term money. So it's not necessarily money, it's the foundation. It's foundation. So the first one is the Ten of Pentacles. And so the Ten of Pentacles, this is all about expansion, renovation, family support. Um, Again, this is the card that I always think of. I know it's probably kind of hard to see. This is the card I always think of down at the like in town, the farmers market, where everybody goes and they barter, and people bring their eggs and their cheese and their milk, and maybe they bring their honey and they swap it. So it's this like communal type energy, but it's like an equal amount. It's exchange. So that's what that feels like. Then it is followed by the Seven of Pentacles, and so the Seven of Pentacles is all about just waiting, having patience, that things are coming to you. You have done the work, and now just wait, and the rewards are coming. You reap what you sow. Then it is followed by this lovely lady here, the Queen of Pentacles. And I see you as some of the Queen of Pentacles energy. I think you might be a little bit fiery, but so here she is. She is um, She is humble. She's that wisdom. She is this, I see her as this type of energy as you know where you stand with her, where she can like put you in your place lovingly, but she can also, make a really good pie and like kiss your boo boo. It's like all these things. She's everything. So whenever you don't know what's going on, people come to you because you'll have the answer, in some way. It's just like all encompassing. Then it is followed by the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords energy is kind of really totally different than the Queen of Pentacles. That's how it feels. So it feels like we are leading up to this story of here. It's this gathering of people, and okay, so Queen of Swords. This is boundaries. This is the truth. This is you standing in your truth, standing in your power, saying what needs to be said. And then it is followed by the Eight of Cups. And this is walking away, moving on to higher ground. So, Brigitte, again, these readings are all about the current energy, unless I say otherwise, but it seems like somebody came towards you all happy, lovey. Hey, things are going to be like this. It's all going to be good. And I don't know if they used you or took advantage of you. And it's almost like you're going to have to just cut your ties and walk away. It doesn't feel like there's going to be any recourse from this person. But I mean, there it still feels like whoever this person is, like they're full of promises, full of empty promises, and so you can keep talking to them, and they'll keep saying, "Oh, I'm going to give you your money back," or "I'm going to do this," or "I'm going to do that," or "I'm going to pay you back," or "I'm going to come over there," and all you're doing is kind of setting yourself up for these expectations that aren't going to happen. So the best thing to do is kind of like wash your hands of the situation and just move on, like kind of free yourself from it. That's what I think this situation is. So, Brigitte, take your sanity and head for the heels. Head for the heels. Take your sanity and head for the heels. Because it feels like this person just loves to argue and wants to keep dragging it out. And every time you look back, they think they have a claw in you and then just like try and suck you back in. So, it feels like you just cut it and go. Because you know that's some energy you want to be dealing with right here at Christmas time, right? Okay, Miranda, let's pull some cards for you. All right, what does Miranda need to know? What does Miranda need to know? All right, Miranda. So, pull 5 cards for you. And as if they aren't confusing enough, or is if your life isn't confusing enough, here we have the sun and the moon side by side. Okay. So the sun is all about new beginnings, new start, optimism. Then it is followed by the moon. And so, the moon is the exact opposite of the sun. So if the sun is shining everywhere, then when the sun goes away, the only thing, hang on, This is going to take practice for me to listen to what they are saying, what the cards are saying, without me putting my stuff into it. Okay, so the sun and the moon, they are both illuminations. They both shine lights on the situation. You can see more in daylight, but you can still see in the dark. So it's just a matter of you seeing, of you knowing that you can see both ways. Okay. And this is all about you having the faith that you can see both ways. Because I mean, honestly, like the sun can be so bright that it's hard to see, around the surrounding area. So it can be, okay, Miranda. So this is all about being neutral. It's all about being neutral and keeping your emotions in check, because you can think one way and it's really the other, and then the other way is really the other. So it's the same. The sun and the moon are both eliminators. Okay, they both have their pros and cons. It's the same thing. Then it is followed by this lady right here, the Temperance, and this is Major Arcana card. And this is all about baby steps, little by little, and having patience. Okay. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Okay. This is the Temperance card. You can Google that. It's all about having patience and taking little bitty baby steps. Then it is followed by this lovely card. This is the Six of Swords. Okay. So, swords, that is mental thoughts, it's mental strife. This is, again, your thoughts. Okay. So, this is all about, so I don't know if you can see, but on one side, the water is really calm, and on the other side, it is, very choppy. And so the lady is in the boat and she is moving away. She is moving on to calmer waters. But look, she's in this boat and she doesn't have anything with her, The only thing she has with her is a kid. And so, it, okay, without getting too sappy, the only thing that this lady's able to take with her is this little kid, but this little kid doesn't really represent like a kid. This represents you. So this is your young version and this is your old version. It's the same person, but it's two different. So it's like this is the only thing that you can take with you. And I think this is basically representing you taking your inner child and taking it to safety. Moving on. Um, that's all I'm going to say about that. And then it is followed by the Page of Pentacles. Okay. And so Pentacles, this is that money, it's the foundation, it's the wealth card. Um, Again, it's humble energy, but the page is all about new information coming to you. So again, Miranda, you have the sun and the moon, both illuminators. They're the same thing but different. Then it's followed by the Temperance, which is little bitty baby steps, step by step. And then you've got the lady in the boat moving to calmer waters. And the only thing that she can, or the only thing that she is taking with her is that younger child. And I do believe that is that her inner child. So it's just her, Then it's followed by the Page of Pentacles. And this is new information coming in. Okay. So there you go. It's a good reading. Okay. All right. Who else we got? All right, Meg. Well, Meg, congratulations on 14 years. But it would make sense that you are struggling because what do they call the 7-year itch? So it's the 7-year itch is just a 7-year cycle. So you are at the end of another 7-year cycle. Plus, right now, I think that this is a time where people are doing these self observations and readjustments, even if um, even if you don't think that you're doing these readjustments, you really are. Like, because some people might not be consciously aware of, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do to better myself. It could be, I just don't like the way I'm going. I'm going to self sabotage this. It could be that type of adjustment. So, um, so Meg, I would say this is normal, but I would say you have a right to be concerned. I don't think that there's anything um, there that is like pulling away. Um, I don't think there's I don't think there's anything pulling you away from each other that is bad. I think it's just, if you just think like a 14-year-old kid. So 14 is the time that they're like, it's like a different age in life, and that's the way your relationship is. So, Nick, just, I don't know if you've already had this talk with them, and just kind of make this agreement not to move too far away from one another. But Meg, um, of course, if there's anything like addictions that are involved, then you can't fix anybody either. So whenever I was talking, I felt like it was very two-sided. I felt like there is this life that is shown, and then there's this life. So that's what it feels like. There's a life that's out there, and then there's a life that is underneath there. I don't know if you know what that means or you understand what I'm saying, but let's just see what the card says. Okay, so Meg pulled 5 cards, and the one um, that kind of represents you is the world. And so the world is the end of the major arcana. And this is all about like the cycle being over. It's like one door closing so another door can open. It's just like this process is complete. But let me go through the cards. So the first one is the devil. And so the devil, everybody thinks, oh, the devil or the tower, they're awful. No, the devil, this is all about just fear. It's your fear. It's being held in bondage. It is all about, it is the card of like addiction, but it's the card of like self sabotage. That's, mine right there. I'm not claiming that, I'm just acknowledging it. Um, this is just the card of bad habits. It's just that fear. It's the little thing that is super, super small, but it grows into this huge, massive thing. That's what that is. And then the thing about it, it's right next to the lovers. And so the lovers is all about decisions. It's about two people, but it's about making a decision. Then, like I said, it's followed by the world card, which is the end of the cycle. And then it is followed by the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords, this is all about, it's couples. It's a celebration. It's a party card. Um, but then the other thing, it's followed by the Four of Cups. And so again, the Four of Cups is all about addictions as well. And I know that I keep saying addictions, and I'm not saying that there's addiction there. Addiction can be many, many things. But what this feels like, okay, you have these things. You have the devil and you have the lovers. So you have like this decision. Then you have this decision. And so Meg, as much as I don't want to say this, for some reason, I want to say like come see, come saw, like it. I don't know what that means. I think it's like it maybe so, but it's just like it feels like you can either stay together and you'll be fine, or you can separate and you'll be fine. That's that's what feels weird. It just feels like that feels like there's no answer. I don't know. I don't know, Meg, but it just feels like either way. But that can't be either. I mean, it can be either way. I'm just going to talk this one out, okay? It just feels, it does. It feels very extreme. It feels, I guess, like very bipolar. So it feels up and down, up and down. Then it feels like, I mean, how can you be like the devil and the lover? And then how can you be the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups? It does. It feels just like two different things, two separate lives, two separate. It just feels like two separate things. Okay, this is the other thing. Okay, so look, it's like, okay, it's the devil and the lovers. But if you look at the imagery on the card, it's kind of the same card. I mean, you've got the devil, and then you've got the, the archangel, but you still have two people, and so it's like the symbology is, it's like, they both have wings, and yeah, the devil, you have the two people there, and and they're tied together, or they're tied to the devil, but they're not really. They can really, they can take the, they can take the thing away from their neck. It's not really tight. They can still get out away from that bondage. They can still remove themselves, you know. And then it's like, then you have the lovers. So it's like it's just all about decisions. So it's all about decisions, and then that's what this card is. This is, so the Four of Cups. This is all about. It can be offers or decisions, and either one person isn't open to these decisions, or they're not open to these offers, or they're not open to these ideas, and there's like they're just closed off to it. So if one of these cards represents you and the other card represents the other, then I would say that here you've got the devil, which is fear, and then not being open to something, almost like, being closed off to any ideas. And then it's got the lovers and then the union card, where they're being joined underneath one. So it's just like from one extreme to the other. So I don't know if in this relationship there's two different ideas or two different expectations, but it's just like two different extremes. And in the middle is the world. So honestly, I'm lost. I could only imagine what you're trying to figure out from this little reading here. But it's just like I don't know if you are not seeing eye to eye or it just but it feels like it's the world, so it's everything. Like all this makes everything up together. Okay, so what is the can I have some clarity on the world, please? Okay, so I asked for clarity on the world, and I've got the death, which is about, transition, about things basically dying, and so new opportunities come, but it's just all about transition. That's what that is. Then it's followed by temperance, which is having patience, and then it is followed by three, heartache. Okay. So, Meg, honestly, what it feels like is that you're going to have to make a hard decision. Oh my gosh, y'all, these are I appreciate them, but they don't seem very inspiring. They seem very hard and very heavy. And life is hard and heavy. I mean, it's not hard and heavy, but it is. It can be. So, but yeah, it feels like you just have to make a decision, Meg. And it really feels like either way there's going to be heartache. So it doesn't, it just feels like either way there's going to be heartache. I appreciate you. And by no means am I fussing because these readings are heavy. It's just my heart goes out to everybody because it's a heavy. It's they're heavy. But like I said, life is heavy. It's not heavy all the time, but that's what life is. So, hmm. All right. Is there anybody else before we head on out? I appreciate y'all letting me be here and take Jennifer's time. I know she filled in for me Monday. My anxiety gave me a headache because my internet wasn't working. All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all next time.